It's episode 84. You already know what we finna talk about. It ain't even hard to guess, bro. Whenever you hear that MVP chant, you already know what's the deal. It's the most valuable podcast in the world. It's the Hitmen podcast. Chris checking in, MG checking in. What's the word, big dog? How you feeling?
My stupid ass had my shit muted. Didn't even realize it.
It happens.
It been one of them weeks, man.
Don't worry about it, bro. You good? You
It
straight?
been one of them weeks. Yeah, bro. Yeah, I'm good, brother. How have you, man?
I'm cool, bro. There's a couple things I need to rap with you about. I've been meaning to get to them. I just been glancing over them for the past few weeks. So, I was watching the Heat and the Celtics game. The Heat end up winning like at the end, but I forgot they lost the AAA, the sponsorship. So American Airlines Arena, it's not the name of the arena no more. I think right now it's Miami-Dade Arena.
Yep.
So they initially had that sponsorship since they came into the league as an expansion team back in the 90s, right? We never talked about it though. So
I think.
So Pornhub actually tried to put a bid in to rename the arena. I think they was trying to name it the Pornhub Arena.
Not the first time they tried to do something with one of the teams.
I forgot to talk about it, but like they was trying.
Did they try to get in on the Phoenix one too?
I was either Phoenix or it was one other arena out west. I know the AAA is the only one that they did in the east so
or was
far.
it
And they tried to do something with football
Arco in Sacktown.
Yeah, it was. I think it might have been Arco before they named the Golden one. But yeah, between them and OnlyFans, like you seen OnlyFans, they put a sponsorship on the mat at the tank fight.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they were trying to do like a $10 million, 10 billion. Was it 10 million? I think it was 10 million for the sponsorship. Because you know the whole FTX, it was FTX Arena after AAA, but with all the crypto stuff that's going up in smoke, right? They ended up going bankrupt. I think FTX went bankrupt, so they had to ask for their release out of the sponsorship deal. So they tore all of that shit down out of the arena. Like I think like right before the season or right at the beginning of the season. But we never got a chance to talk about it. So I was trying to ask you, like, what's the most outlandish like the most outlandish company that should try to vie for like sponsorship of an arena? Because I feel like Pornhub is probably at the top of the list if it can't get any more ridiculous.
Yeah, that's pretty high on the list.
Like what like if they had like Jimmy Butler bobblehead night, like what are they gonna give away if it was like
I
Pornhub Center? Like
I don't even want to know.
I think I heard like they were trying to give away like subscriptions, like free subscriptions or like a like trial-based subscription as one of their promos or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, OnlyFans from just name alone doesn't sound as bad as Pornhub. Because porn is in the name. You know
I don't
what
think
mean?
I don't think it sounds bad. You know what I'm saying?
Like, cause you really want like 8 and 9-year-olds talking about some the Pornhub arena, like.
I mean,
like you know what I mean? Like it's just like OnlyFans.
no,
I mean,
you don't want that. No, you don't want that.
Yeah,
but
like OnlyFans, at least in just from face value of the name, it doesn't have porn in the name.
Who would be at that like who would be in like the celebrity role if they named it that? It's gotta be like it's gotta be
what
like
porn stars I know.
I almost got him, bro. I almost got him to slip up. At the start of the year, I tried to catch him slipping. Gotta be quicker than that. Damn.
Look, man.
Before we get off into it, y'all know what we're here to talk about. I want to let y'all know that we everywhere the podcast live. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, all of that. Make sure you tap into the mailbag. Hit us up, the Hitmen Podcast at gmail.com. Don't forget to check us out on the socials at Hitmen Podcast, at Labeled and On, at Virtuoso Sports on Twitter. I know you've been off and on when it came to the Twitter bug, but I know you got you working like overtime. You on Justin's pod right after this, right?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead and pub it while it's fresh on our minds. Go ahead and tell them where they can find y'all at.
Yeah, Concrete Heroes. Justin posts the site pretty much everywhere. But I know the main site is Anchor.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, pretty much over there, a lot of historical stuff that we talk about. A lot of like all time lists and college sports breakdowns, and we'll get into the occasional pro stuff, but for the most part, it's mainly baseball and college sports.
That's hard.
And then like a bunch of historical stuff too, if you guys are into that.
I'm over there for the boxing. I need that. We got to tag in because bro is a
Got
real
a really good all-time top 10 boxing list we put together over there.
Hell yeah! Make sure y'all tap in Concrete Heroes. All right, let's get to it. So boom, it had to be episode 84. You already know we're going with it. Shay Sharp Club, Shay, Uncle Shay.
Man.
I was listening to JJ Redick. They said that cardigan, the fly ass cardigan he had on, was $3,100, bro.
Whoa, what?
But he looked like a Batman villain, right?
Bro, too buff to be wearing cardigans, bro.
In case y'all been living under a rock, Shannon Sharp was at the Lakers game, Lakers Grizzlies game late last week, Friday night, right?
Was that Friday or
over the weekend?
Saturday? It might have been Sunday, actually.
Over the weekend.
Or Saturday or Sunday, yeah.
And got into it with Dylan Brooks. Little trash talking back and forth.
Club Shay Shay.
You feel me? But Dylan Brooks was out there dressed like Shawn Michaels with his cowboy belt buckle and his wife beater trying to play tough guy. Anyway, story came out, you know what I'm saying? They was back and forth with it to the point where like it took LeBron, a Tank, the rest of the Power Rangers, everybody from G.I. Joe and half the Avengers to make sure Shannon Sharp didn't get his hands on Dylan Brooks. He gave this like real bizarre like quote at halftime, like he was actually at the First Take desk arguing about the fact that he was wilding on national TV. So much so that obviously Shannon Sharp worked for Fox, but ESPN had to cover it. It was Friday night, but ESPN had to cover it,
okay.
And they got it in high definition. He was about to really, like, you remember last year when Isaiah Stewart was going after LeBron? That's what it looked like. But Shannon Sharp wasn't moving. Like, he was moving, but he was standing still at the same time. He's big as shit, bro. Pause. Shannon Sharp is huge, dog. Like, I don't know. I don't feel
like
nobody.
The only one I really would have been worried about would have been like Steven Adams.
Yes, and Steven Adams was on one. I was trying to figure out like what was really going on, and Shannon Sharp was not.
It escalated once Ja got involved. Because once Ja starts saying something, here came Steven Adams, and look, you had about 10 people trying to move Steven Adams, and he wasn't going nowhere. He was planted like a tree. He wasn't moving.
Tree trunk. So was that Ja Morant's dad that got into it with Shannon Sharp, or was it Usher, or was it Shawty Lowe back from the dead? Like, I can't tell which one it was. I can't tell which one it was, but you tell me, because you probably had a better vantage point than I did.
I mean, it's a little bit of mixture of Gucci and a new Gucci and Usher and Shawty Lowe. It's a little bit of mixture of all of that.
It's the glasses, I think.
Bro,
Anyway,
and the head shape too, bro. Like, he got the Usher head shape.
What's going on with bro though, man? Like, he was finna jump across the table. He was finna jump across the table on Skip. He's courtside at the Lakers game in a $5,000 outfit, $6,000 outfit, right? You nationally, you know what I'm saying? You a national figure, public figure. What's going on? Like, why? First of all, why everybody think it's sweet with Shannon Sharp? And two, like, what do you really think is causing like this frustration?
Well, first, I think it's the Grizzlies have quickly become one of the most unlikable teams.
Yeah.
In the league. If you're a fan of other teams, like if that's your squad, you ride with them 100, you like 1,000%. But the Grizzlies do a lot of talking for a team that ain't won nothing. And people are tired of it, bro. The Suns was doing it too, and people got tired of the Suns doing it.
New
And
Orleans.
people are tired of the Grizzlies doing it, bro. Like, people just tired of the Grizzlies talking. And then, obviously, once you get into this situation, I mean, Shannon gonna stand up for his clutch boy, Bron. And
True.
look, man, I don't know if I've grown to dislike a player more than I dislike Dylan Brooks.
You
That man
you don't believe him as a
don't stop.
certified tough guy?
Bro, he's from, you know what? I was about to, you know what?
I almost got him again. I'm this close.
Yeah, fuck it, we gonna rock with it. You know what,
before the
man? Look,
episode is over, I'm gonna get your ass. I promise you.
look, man. Look, man.
Look,
No
I'm gonna
offense
keep
to,
reeling him in and reeling. I'm just gonna
no
throw another.
offense to
I'm gonna
anybody
cast
from
off again.
Canada. No offense to anybody from Canada, but I don't really look at people from Canada as like the toughest of tough guys. Like GSP is a different story, but like Hoopers, nah.
What about hockey players?
Yeah, hockey players is different.
That's about it, right?
Yeah. All the hoopers that be coming from Canada either look like they went to Iowa State or like they all look like they went to
Crazy key. Stay on this Iowa State shit.
Look, bro. Look, man. Iowa State always got a crazy balling light skinned dude, man.
Bro, so Shannon Sharp have been thrown out of the game though. They let him stay in his seat. Him and T Moran pieced it up. But still, like, if that were you or me, we getting tossed. Probably never invited back again.
100%. And if that wasn't Brian Boy, he would have got tossed.
Oh, because you know he'd be quick to point somebody right there. Mm-hmm. This one, right here, right here. Yeah, he gotta go. He gotta go. He got to go. 4 and 5, player. Come on up out of there. Let's go. Let's go, dog.
You know what? While we here, bro. Dylan Brooks, man. I'm sorry, I gotta go back to this. Have you ever seen a more confident bum in NBA history? That man literally has the confidence of like Jordan and Kobe combined, and Larry Bird
Memphis
combined,
right?
Yeah, because he came out of Oregon. But like, that, bro, just watch some of the shots he takes, bro. This man really think he prime Mike and Kobe, bro.
Don't let him get a ring or let John
like,
get
bro,
close to getting
man,
a ring.
he almost shot them out of the playoffs last year. But man, look, I can't stand Dylan Brooks. And of course, he was the one who started it. Like, of course, he was at the center point of starting. Like he. But yeah, Shannon should have got thrown out. Yeah, I mean he escalated that way too fast too. Like Shannon was ready to throw down with the whole Grizzly squad.
He told T.I. on his podcast he was off the yak though.
I mean, he wasn't gonna do that if that was the Brown House Grizzlies with Zebo. He wasn't gonna do that to Zebo. Zebo would have had to pull out the flip phone and make a call. But
man. Shannon Sharp ain't sweet. I don't know. I feel like he a little too invested when it comes to the Lake Show, but
yeah,
bro.
And I get not allowing people to talk to you a certain way, but at the same time, it's a bunch of players that be going at Shannon on social media and all of that. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, everybody trying to pull it with him like it's all good, like it's sherbet.
And then he put out that statement to Dave McMenamin after the game or during halftime or whatever, and then he came on TV on Monday and completely backtracked. Like, bro, no, if that's how you feel, stand on your shit.
Somebody probably told him to holler. Like, that's what I'm saying. It's too many incidents that's happening. I don't know. It's gonna calm down after a while, but come on.
Hey, bro,
dog.
You think he doing that to Zion?
Zion ain't got that temperament though. I think the truth is in the middle. Like, Shannon Sharp wasn't flinching off of Dylan Brooks. He damn near wasn't flinching off of Steven Adams. I was like, oh shit.
Look, man, Steven Adams might have been the only person in that arena that was as strong as Shannon. So look.
Word, no doubt. Holler at me about Steve Kerr real quick before we get off into this NFL.
Bro, so did you? And now it's been a thing lately. Like Chuck has mentioned players complaining about games and all the injuries and stuff. And then the other day, Steve Kerr said something about wanting to shorten the season.
Fresh off coming off a championship.
Bro. And it's been a kind of an ongoing topic with all the load management and all of that other stuff. But
Uh,
like, where do you stand on shortening the season from 82 games?
fuck that.
That
Fuck
that's where
that.
I'm at with it.
Fuck that. Y'all already getting paid more money than they got paid when it was a full 82. Like when load management wasn't even thought of. You know what I'm saying? Y'all getting paid exponentially more because the TV dollars are bigger, the marketing dollars are bigger, and y'all complaining. Like, so you want to work less and you want to get paid more. I get it. That's everybody's dream. But the fact of the matter is, like, bro, it's basketball. It's not like factory work. It's not like, you know what I'm saying, you
No,
in a hospital. It's
and
basketball, bro. Like,
and the one thing I'm
what's up
curious
with
about
y'all?
because I don't keep up with the NHL, but they also play an 82 game season, and I'm wondering if there are any NHL fans or people who keep up with the NHL. Have y'all seen any NHL fans lobbying for a shorter NHL
A
season, or
million, a
has that been a
million times,
topic of conversation?
a million times more physical of a sport than basketball.
Yeah, and so that's what I'm like trying to compare because it's the same amount of games, but obviously the NHL is far more physically demanding.
Right.
Especially when you start talking about the fights and the hits and being on skates and the fall, like all of that, because it's a contact sport. So
And they're not
I
making
wonder
anywhere,
if NHL.
and they're not making nowhere near the money that the NBA players are making.
No, they're making like a tenth of what NBA players are making,
Right?
basically.
Come on, dog.
And so I wonder if there's been like the same kind of push from like NHL fans, players, and coaches about shortening the NHL season as there are NBA. Because if not, then the NBA fans, I mean, then the NBA kind of got to just bite the bullet and just be like, this is a crazy even idea.
Not only that, but I'm not stupid, bro. The less games, that means the market share is gonna go up because the games are gonna become more and more expensive to attend,
Yep.
to put on because it's lesser of the product. So now
And
there's a
players are still
premium
gonna sit out.
and the player's still gonna sit out. Y'all want 70 games and y'all gonna play 40, 50? Like, come on, bro.
And on top of
What are
that,
we
it's
doing?
like they're not practicing as hard as they used to. They're not playing as hard as they used to. They all the talk about they're doing more they're doing more work because they're running around more. And I'm like, standing at the 3 point line waiting to catch a pass from Luca for a spot up three ain't running
Not working
around.
hard at all, bro.
No, there's no physical contact really allowed. Like I don't,
Everybody want more time to sit in these rooms and get off their whack ass fashion
bro.
lines and these like remnants of these shoes that's not selling. They keep trying to market to kids and they not selling and they
Like
salty about it. Like everybody
bro,
want to
like
do
do
their own thing.
people?
Everybody want to get into acting. Everybody wants to do everything except hoop, bro.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm over that part of it too. Yeah, like do people realize like Rip Hamilton before like used to run around literally all game, get pushed, chucked,
and
beat up
barely get the
basically,
ball.
and then after every game run like 10 miles. Like are they literally had to change the rules because he would get bumped. That's where that you can't bump players out of bounds. Like once they're out of bounds, you can't bump them off, off ball anymore. They changed that rule because of Rip. But like, like I I don't understand it. And on top of that, the whole thing about players are more skilled and all of that. Like it, skills mean nothing if they don't translate into results. Like
Every time I hear the phrase "more skilled players," I think about Devin Booker in the summer at that
bro,
at that rec.
bro. And they only saying that because players are actually there's more players who can actually dribble decently. But like shooting the ball, players aren't more skilled. The 3 point percentage league wide has been pretty much the same for
Defense
the
is
last
not
20, 30
defense is a
years.
skill too that don't nobody seem to have a prerequisite on. Don't nobody play
Yeah,
defense
because
at all.
people when people say skilled or most talented, they only talking about dribbling nowadays. That's literally the only reference point they have because we can find top players in today's league that can't do other stuff that players of the past could do. So,
Play the 82, bro.
thank you.
Play the 82, dog. I feel like we'll say that for a later episode.
What about the bear?
Let's,
Well,
let's
look, I tell you this. I tell you this. This is what they need to do.
what up?
They need to start docking players for missing road games. For load managing on road games. Home games is a little bit different because you get 41
Get
chances
41.
to see
Agreed.
somebody.
Right. Good
But
point.
on
Good
the
point.
road,
You
they
might
need to
you
start
might
docking
you might play a
players.
team once, maybe twice the whole season. Good point.
Exactly, especially we just talking like Steph when they played the Cavs, and everybody sat out the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the only time those fans would have got a chance to see them unless they play in the finals.
The game tonight at the Heat, they said Jimmy Butler was a late scratch. One of the, I guess they got footage of this kid who said they drove some distance for him to see Jimmy, and Jimmy didn't play, so they ended up giving him a jersey.
Yeah, and see, that's where it get rough too. Like, I don't want to hear somebody is hurt and can't play, and then see him walk out the tunnel without a limp. And sitting on the bench and then jumping up and standing up on the sidelines.
How about the young boys that's 23
good.
and 24 years old sitting games out, talking about low management? They sitting Paolo, they sitting LaMelo Ball, they sitting Zion legit hurt, but at the time they talking about, yeah, he getting rest. Rest from what, bro? You all right.
Their body's not calloused up because they take it so easy, man.
Anywho, let's talk about this. Let's talk about what we have football wise.
Let's get it.
You want to do Cowboys first? We might as well get it out the way. How you feel about this? I'm gonna set the pitch. I'm gonna set the scene because I was hollering at my homie earlier today. Shout out to my brother P. Got some dope ass news earlier today. But check it out. So boom, Jerry Jones fires Mike McCarthy. Right. I'm just setting the scene.
Mm-hmm.
Hires Sean Payton as the new head coach. Right.
Mm-hmm.
What's to stop them from trading Dak and something else for Aaron Rodgers on a 2-year, 3-year deal? Because that's pretty much all he got left.
The only thing stopping him is you just don't see quarterback for quarterback trades that often.
You don't. I keep going back to the notion, like, the last time I saw like a fair trade for real was like Champ Bailey for Clinton Portis back in the day. Remember that?
Yeah. Like, the NFL is really weird. Like, there are more trades for draft picks than player for player.
Yeah.
Because remember, it came up the other couple years ago when Stephon Diggs got traded to Buffalo.
Ooh.
And then D-Hop got traded to Arizona when they could have just did a 1-for-1 swap.
They could have just did 1-for-1. I don't even want to talk about Stephon Diggs right now. We have to, but I don't even want to.
Well, yeah, that was just an example, but like, I mean, just go back. Randy Moss got traded for like a 4th-round pick to the Patriots. Like, it's always draft picks. It's never like player for player in the NFL, which is really weird.
Cowboys with the ultimate collapse, losing to the 49ers. Was it 19-12?
Yep. Yep, 1912.
Last play of the game, they had Zeke at center.
Bro, I don't know what kind of play they was trying to run.
He got steamrolled. It's like some of the shit that happened in NFL, like postseason, is like really bizarre. From Lovey, like basically gift wrapping the Bears a #1 pick to this play right here. Like, Tony Pollard made himself a ton of money over this season, but he broke his leg to do it. So I feel like they're gonna lose Zeke and Tony Pollard in the offseason. Damn near without a doubt. But
man,
Dak is already in the coffin. He's 6 feet deep, and everybody just throwing dirt in the plot right now. So he not like that, G. Like, he not like that. I know they was trying to like shine him up real nice and put some new paint on it and all of that. You feel me? He not up there with them guys. He not up there with Burrow and Mahomes, and I guess really Josh Allen ain't up there either. But what we're looking at right now is like the Cowboys is in bad shape. They have been in bad shape for a long ass time now. It's been 28 years since they was even in the NFC Championship game. And Zach making $100 million, bro. We talk about this all the time, like the value of a player versus what they producing on the field. It don't translate when it comes to the money.
Yeah, and I think the problem with Dak is he's clearly not that upper echelon of elite quarterbacks that you mentioned, but he's also not bottom tier. He's kind of, I mean, you look at Jared Goff
He's
from
Kirk
this year.
Cousins.
You know?
He's Kirk Cousins on the Cowboys. They're the same person, the same player.
Yeah, that upper echelon of quarterbacks are guys who you can drop on any team in the league, and you pretty much guaranteeing yourself like 9 to 10 wins every year and a decent playoff run. Dak ain't that guy.
You saw how they limped into the playoffs. They got their ass beat by Washington before they even got into the playoffs, bro.
Mm-hmm. So Cowboys got a lot of problems. They still got a bunch of spots they need to shore up. Like they have yet to really rebuild that offensive line from the last like 5-6 years after all the free agents and retirements and all of that. And they still need help in the back seven. They probably still need another man in the middle on the D line. Obviously, Pollard and in the Zeke situation, with Zeke being way overpaid at this point.
Way overpaid.
And they were tied to his money, so they couldn't really do nothing with him this year. And then they still need another weapon. They don't have no yards after the catch guys outside of CeeDee Lamb and Tony Pollard.
Dalton Schultz pretty much left his brain in the locker room.
Man,
He fucked up that last drive so bogus. I know Cowboy fans around the country was throwing stuff at their TV.
Yeah, that and the problem with Jerry Jones is he don't want to fire Mike McCarthy because he don't want to admit he was wrong.
Meanwhile, Brock Purdy 8-0, 7th round pick, looking like Tom Brady out of the 6th round from Michigan, way back when, at least for right now. 49ers been around for going on 10 years now, sniffing around the championship. They was in the Super Bowl 10 years ago with Kaepernick. If you really if you think about it, it don't even seem that long ago when the lights went out when they lost to the Ravens.
Yeah.
But the thing is, different quarterback, different system, same situation. John Lynch is a winner, bro. John Lynch got that team steamrolling. I don't know. I don't really know what this NFC Championship game is gonna be hitting for real. But it's a lot. It's really interesting into looking into what's gonna happen after the season is over with, because they gotta shed Jimmy. They gotta get rid of him no matter what. There's no more stringing them along. But with the situation now with Trey Lance and Brock Purdy is like, damn, like, what are we supposed to do? Like, really, low key, don't let Brock Purdy win a Super Bowl, bro. You know?
Oh boy. I mean, at this point, because he's playing with house money. I mean, he's Mr. Irrelevant. He was the third-string quarterback. Nobody expected him to be this good, and you never see third-string quarterbacks get a chance to come into the game, especially rookies,
Right.
and have a full playbook at their disposal. Usually the playbook is shortened up, and they're playing basically from behind, but he's kind of got all the advantages right now because he has nothing to lose.
And every time they interview one of his teammates, whether it's George Kittle, Brandon Ayuk, Debo, Christian McCaffrey, they all is like, yo, this is the real deal. Like, nobody saw it coming, but
yeah, I mean,
mind you, I don't want to get too much praise now. They only scored 19 points. You know what I'm saying? For what it's worth. Brock Purdy was 19 for 29, 214 yards. No touchdowns, no interceptions, though, for what it's worth. And he got sacked twice in the game.
He ain't turning the ball over.
He's not turning the ball over. We said that last week, like looking real Ben Roethlisberger in 07-ish, 09-ish, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The defense held them up, though. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much the defense. And then, obviously, the weapons, McCaffrey, Debo Samuel, Kyle Juszczyk, Elijah Mitchell, Brandon Ayuk. They can do it all. They can do it all, bro.
Is going to be a good one because Niners have won, 11 or 12 straight games?
Yeah, including the 8-0 from Brock Purdy.
It's hard to win it's hard to winning games in a row without having a clunker.
It's the team that catches fire at the right time.
And on top of that, they are playing, this is probably, well, not probably, but it is the best defense they're going to face the whole season when they play the Eagles. I don't think people realize. I think the Eagles led the NFL in sacks, and I think they almost broke the team sack record. But they had like 20 more sacks than the second place team this year.
Let's talk about
they had
it
like
right
70-something sacks. So
let's talk about it right now. The Eagles beat the Giants 38-7. Daniel Jones got sacked 5 times in the game, 15 for 27, and an interception. Like you said, you just talked about it. Number one in the hood with a bullet.
Man,
Jalen Hurts came in with two touchdowns of his own. They got 3 rushing touchdowns from Kenneth Gainwell, Jalen Hurts, and Boston Scott. Boston Scott always gets a touchdown against the Giants. Always.
Yep.
Always. What is he, 5'5", 5'6"? Don't matter. Always find pay dirt against the Giants.
I mean, in the Giants, I mean, they got a lot of issues.
Yeah, they got a lot of issues. They got a bunch of issues.
So,
they got a bunch of issues, dog.
And there it is. The Eagles had 70 sacks this year as a team. Second place was 55, and that was the Chiefs.
I wonder how many Pro Bowlers they got. I should check it out.
Yeah. So even the Niners themselves weren't even I think the Niners only had 44.
Low scoring NFC Championship game, you think?
No.
Think shootout?
No. I think the Eagles are going to run away with it.
They're going to roll them? Ooh.
Yeah, because, I mean, yes, Brock Purdy has been decent and all, and they've had a good run, and they got a really good defense, but he has not faced a pass rush like this.
Yeah, here we go.
And he's still a rookie. People need to remember that. He's still a rookie, he has not really been put under pressure because of all the weapons he's got around him. The play calling has been really great too. So I think when you start talking about that Eagles pass rush, and their secondary is nasty too. So with a nasty secondary, when you got a nasty secondary like that and a pass rush like that, and then a rushing attack on the other side, plus A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts with his legs, I think the Niners are in for a rough day.
Why Philly do C.J. Garner-Johnson like that, though? Y'all got the Kia boys up there in Detroit? You heard about that?
Yeah, bruh.
So they stole his car.
I think Blake Corum Camaro just got stolen.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Yep. The Kia boys been on the news. Shout out to my homie Denzel. He the one that first kind of told me about the story way back when. But like up through Milwaukee, Detroit, Chicago, because it's a faulty mechanism in the starter. Like it's plastic, so you could basically like walk up on anybody's Kia and just steal it. But I seen people going in on CJ. They like, why is this millionaire driving around in a car that's not pushed to start? First of all, like you don't know, he might have an endorsement deal with Kia. Shut the fuck up. But still though, like he went on Instagram and was like, damn, that's how y'all do me, Philly, after a win. We won away from the Super Bowl. Y'all gonna steal my whip, bro? That's wild. Like
Deion,
savage.
Bro. When they broke into Deion and stole all the Deion stuff at Jackson
exactly
State.
what it sound like. Yeah. No
Hold on 1 second. I'll be right back.
Word.
All right, there we go.
Yo.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so check it out. So you got the 49ers. I think no, you said you got the Eagles. Don't let me put words in your mouth.
Yeah, I got the Eagles probably +6, +7.
Okay. I'm gonna go with you. I know they've been getting on us for the past couple of weeks about agreeing way too much, but I can't help. We can't help it if we know what the fuck we talking about. Like, I'm not just gonna do that just to create like some fake shit for the show. Like, I think the Eagles going to the Super Bowl. I thought that all year long. Most of the public thought that all year long. So, boom. I did have the Bills going to the Super Bowl. I can't even front, but I ain't putting no money down on that. Let's talk about it while we at it. So the Bills.
That was the one game I thought if it wasn't gonna go chalk across the board.
Yeah, they seem like the weak. They seem like the weak link. They seem like the weak link. The Bengals went into the Bills stadium and took care of business, 27-10. The only touchdown, the long touchdown they had was a rushing score by Josh Allen, who went 25 for 42, 265 and an interception. But Joe Shiesty, 23 for 36, 242 and 2 touchdowns. What's this, his third year in the league? 2 AFC championship games.
Yeah.
Setting himself up for a rematch with the Chiefs. who probably gonna be out for blood because of how they went out last year. But Joe
Last
Burrow
year,
could
I
probably
think the
give a
Bengals
fuck.
I think the Bengals have beat them, 3 or 4 in a row?
Joe Burrow could give a fuck.
They beat them, They beat them twice last year. They beat them regular season in the championship game. They beat them in the regular season this year. And I don't know about the year before that, but they've kind of just had the Chiefs number.
And y'all ain't got Tyreek Hill this year. It's on.
Yeah, and I mean Joe Burrow, man, and a lot of people slept on the Bengals. Like, they were probably the best team in football the second half of the season,
I've been
next
hearing
to the
that
Niners.
Yep.
They got off to that rough start, but it seemed like soon as Jamar Chase went down, they kind of got it together and rolling, and then they added Jamar Chase back to that mix.
You trust Zach Taylor though?
It's not Zach Taylor. I don't trust the offensive line.
McPherson been falling off too with the kicking game.
Yeah, I just don't trust the offensive line, but it's something about that Chase-Burrow combination that the Chiefs have yet to be able to figure out.
Yeah. Let me holler at you, though. Like, let me cut the music. Let me holler at you. Because I'm probably going, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to ruffle some feathers or not. I don't give a shit. Let's talk about this shit, bro. So, Stephon Diggs is really a one? He really a dog to you? He an X? Keep it a buck. Be for real. And I don't be hating on nobody. I'm really just, I'm watching, I'm observing, I'm calling it. Like I said, we're a long way away from that overtime catch when he was in Minnesota, took his helmet off, beat New Orleans. We're a long way away from that right now.
I think he is, out of the elite receivers in the league, I think he's middle of the pack. I don't think he's upper echelon elite. Who
is like the man? Is it Tate Adams? Is it Hopkins? Is it Jamar? Is it Justin Jefferson?
Justin Jefferson's out of the conversation.
He out of it, right?
He plays soft.
He plays soft, right?
As great as he is, and he got the hands, he plays soft.
I didn't want to say it, but you said it for me. So who is it? Who if you had to say, like, who's the flag bearer? Who's the dog?
I mean,
four catches for 36 yards, bro.
Yeah, but my thing with Diggs is, more times than not, he does show up. More times than not, he does
I disagree.
show up.
I disagree.
Now, the problem with the Bills is that they don't run the ball.
They don't, but I don't fear Stephon.
I don't fear
Stephon Diggs though. I don't ever see myself worrying about a 3-touchdown day or a 220-yard catching performance from Stephon Diggs against a worthwhile, like, defense. If they playing like a trash team, if they playing like the Bears, no, like, with all due respect, I know them the guys, but if they playing like a trash team, the Rams on like with all subs in, or the Browns or something like that, all right, cool. The Colts, all right, cool. But when we talking about, like, y'all supposed to be on the road to the Super Bowl, y'all supposed to be one of them ones. You gotta you gotta be on fire, bro. Like, you gotta be on fire. They targeted him 10 times. He only had 4 catches. Get open, and you at the crib. Get open, bro. Get open. I mean, get open. He caught an attitude, left the game, like, left before the game was over with. Then he put a tweet out saying, like, y'all expect me to be happy about a loss? No, but, bro, like, you ain't the only one that lost the game, bro. You know what I'm saying? You ain't the only one on the team that's wearing the Bill jersey.
But he's taken, like, even back with the Vikings, like, he takes these playoff losses, like, really tough, bro.
Good.
But, like, would I take him over, like Tay or D-Hop, Jamar? No,
you wouldn't.
But or even healthy Cooper Kupp? No, I'm not taking him over them. But it'd be hard to find 10 receivers that I'd take over him.
I can give you 10 right now, to be honest with you. And look, it sounds like I'm hating, and I'm not. It sounds like I'm hating, and I'm not. Like,
because, I mean, while we talking about it,
what we doing? Odell Beckham on the Browns was not. I wasn't scared of that. You feel me? Like, at all. What is we on? Like, when these receivers get this money, when the receivers get that big dog contract, they act like it's over with.
Yeah, but I mean, what was that, year ago? Or was that 2 years ago? I mean, he pretty much was top of the league in catches in yards or catches and touchdowns. Like, I think the Bills' problems are way bigger. They don't run the ball. Like, they are a self-inflicted team. They're one-dimensional. They don't even attempt to run the ball. And that's
Nah,
been the
dog.
big issue with
Nah, dog.
their offense for years now.
If Stephon Diggs was on the Ravens, you think he'd be a better receiver?
A better receiver?
Do you think he'd be a more productive receiver? Him and Lamar.
Ooh. He might put up just as gaudy numbers. Cause the fit is different.
I'm talking about wins though. I get what you're saying, but I'm talking about wins. The one thing that Lamar Jackson is missing is a weapon, like somebody that's gonna run with him. His favorite target is Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews can only do so much. You feel what I'm saying?
Well, their system is different too though, cause they pound the rock.
But this ain't the Todd Heat days, dog.
Diggs is gonna see.
This is not the Shannon Sharp days.
This is gonna see a lot of one-on-one coverage, cause they pound the rock, so you're not gonna be playing against 5-6 DBs every possession because they wouldn't be as predictable.
Dog, get open.
But in Buffalo, they're predictable.
You can't have a 150-yard game one week and then 40 for your playoff life. Get open. Get fucking open. That's the name of the episode. Get fucking open, bro.
Well, yeah, but I mean, playoff history, he's shown up.
Get open. I don't give a shit. Get open, bro. Get open. You supposed to be the man. Who's a better receiver right now? DK or Steph?
Steph.
Who would you rather have right now? CD or Steph?
Steph.
Who would you rather have as a receiver right now? Christian Kirk or Steph?
Steph. What?
Christian Kirk? I don't know about none of them, bro. I don't know about none of them.
Look, and I'm telling you right now, Christian Kirk's year was based on Doug Peterson schematically.
I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. It could have been based on him wishing on a rainbow or something, dog. I don't see it. I don't see it, bro. And it ain't just his fault. Like I don't want to give him all the blame. It really fall on Josh Allen. Josh Allen made a lot of shitty plays on their way to this playoff spot anyway. He kind of short circuits at times. But we've seen that in other quarterbacks. We've seen it in Cam Newton in the past. We've seen it in Patrick Mahomes in the past. And we actually going to get to the Chiefs right now. But I just feel like, bro, when you the man, like I feel the same way about Devontae Adams. I feel like Devontae Adams is the best receiver in the league, hands down. Hands down.
Yeah, when he's not playing with Derek Carr.
He's right, marquee. But when he's playing with a quarterback that actually knows what's going on, like knows what type of time it is. So, but moving on, man, like, the Bills got to make some changes, like you said, at running back. They need to figure something out. They got to get a little bit more balanced on that end of the field. I thought that the Damar Hamlin stimulus pack was gonna help them, kind of get them over the hump, push them into the upper echelon to get them past the Bengals. But the Bengals was just like, bro, we don't give a fuck who we playing. Like, we going.
Yeah,
we going.
Cruising, bro. That's the last half of the season, probably since around week 7-ish, the Bengals they've been cruising. And I mean, Joe Burrow got ice in his veins.
Yeah, but he got them all playing like that. He got all of them playing like that. Mixon, T. Higgins. Obviously, with Jamar Chase coming back, man, and it's night and day from what
game has been way better this year.
I think that was the thing, because remember he broke his leg, or was his ACL. I was going in on the dinner J when they had him. He basically they had to basically reinvent that offensive line, because they look, we really got a legit a diamond right now at quarterback. We finna put something together in a real big way.
The line's still shaky. That line is still shaky. So I mean, at least in pass protection, run blocking they've been better, but pass protection, that line is still shaky. But Joe Shiesty, man, that dude, that's a cold cat right there, bro. That's a cold cat, bro.
Chiefs over the Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence, the fairy dust finally wore off after he barely got through with that doodle ass performance last week. After he barely got through, and kind of let the Titans off easy. They should have won, but he finally ran into a real team. Finally ran into a real situation. Lost to the Chiefs. I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody had that going that way. It was a lot closer than what people thought it was gonna be. I've been hearing a lot of Chad Henne praise. They yo, he led this 80-yard drive. Da da da. I'm like, dog, he had 23 yards. He had 23 yards. Let's re-fucking lax. All right, it's a reason that Chad Henne's not starting nowhere. It's a reason why he's backing up. Wasn't he? He was in Jacksonville, wasn't
Who, Henny?
he? Yeah.
That's where he started.
Yeah, that's where he started at. Yeah. I knew it sounded familiar, but he came in because Patrick Mahomes had that ankle injury. They keeping it close to the chest. He's obviously gonna play against the Bengals. Ain't no way he's not gonna play. But he was taken out for that series, and then Chad Henne kind of stepped in and held the fort down, kept the boat from sinking. But Patrick Mahomes had 22 for 30, 195 yards and two passing touchdowns. No rushing touchdowns from anybody. I don't even know who they lead back is. I guess it's Pacheco, young boy Pacheco, and then Jerry McKinnon. But beyond that, like, I don't know. It's a lot of like in and arounds with receivers, a bunch of receivers that's like 5'10", 5'11". I ain't never really been a fan of that, but whatever, get the job done. You feel me? But Travis Kelce had a hell of a day, 14 catches. 98 yards and 2 touchdowns. How you let this dude get 14 catches? Like, if I'm the defensive coordinator for Jacksonville, I'm like, I don't give a damn who catch. Like, Chad Henne's getting 5. Not Chad Henne. Travis Kelce's getting 5 catches for the whole game. 14 catches, bro.
That man is a problem. And we've seen this for years. Even when they still had Tyreek, teams would literally double Kelce and leave Tyreek on the outside, knowing the dangers that causes because of his speed. But teams would lock in on Kelce, and Kelce would still get his no matter what. Dude,
somebody getting fired. Got to be 15 catches from the tight end spot.
Bro, he different.
I feel it. I'm with you, but still, the next.
We're talking about him probably on pace to be like a top 3 receiving tight end of all time.
We talked about the top tight end quarterback duos a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, even just as an individual, we getting into that conversation. That conversation is approaching fast with Kelce as one of the best pass catching tight ends of all time. Definitely, like that dude, man. And it's the yards after the catch with him too. Like you don't really see many tight ends with yards after the catch like that. Like you saw Antonio Gates with it. Prime Gronk, but like that dude different.
They drug tested Ja, but they ain't gonna. And I think they drug tested Lamar at one point, but they ain't gonna drug test Kelce.
I mean,
I'm gonna let you out of that
one.
Can't
blame him for the Ja window, bro. Like, just like I could only imagine being in the arena for that dunk, bro, and seeing Ja do that. Like, I would have been like, you know what, bro, we just gonna say he tested positive. I'm gonna catch
a good game before the season is over. Got to. All right, come on, give me your pick. Who going to play the Eagles in the Super Bowl?
Eagles, Bengals.
Think they're taking the Chiefs out again?
Yeah, they got that, man. The Chiefs have such a hard time stopping Jamar. And a couple of these games they played recently, they come down to the wire, and the Bengals are the team that make the plays at the end of the game to win. Until otherwise, it's kind of like with the Chiefs and Bills thing, where it was like, I'm not picking the Bills over the Chiefs till they prove they can beat the Chiefs.
Word. And
I'm kind of at that point, not right now, with the Bengals and Chiefs, where it's like, I'm not picking the Chiefs till they prove to me they can beat the Bengals. Like, I'm a roll with the Bengals.
For sure. That's going to do it for the BAMs this week, man. Don't forget to hit us in the mailbag. Let us know what you think of the show. The Hitmen Podcast at gmail.com. Check us out on the socials at Hitmen Podcast, at Labeled and Known, at Virtuoso Sports. I only had one quick hit of the week. I don't know if you had one. So I guess they tapped my phone or something. They doing a live draft at the All-Star game. The captains are going to pick the night of the All-Star game. I had said this for the longest time. I said, make it fly. So do it All-Star Saturday night, like right after the dunk contest, or even before when y'all get started. Like, have the captains. You're going to have everybody in attendance already. Y'all do the live draft to either kick the show off or to end the show. Just print 2 sets of jerseys just in case. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's a dope idea. I think it builds suspense. I think it's gonna build a little bit more. Even with gambling, I don't know if you can gamble on the All-Star game, but I think it's gonna add a little bit more spontaneity to the fact that like we not just repping for weeks on end just to get jerseys. So it does a lot for marketing as well. So I think they trying to do some stuff that's gonna bring the All-Star game all the way full circle. Like back in the days when it actually used to feel like something instead of like everybody just taking it as a snooze fest. Like we always get hype about the All-Star weekend and then it comes and it's a disappointment. You know what I'm saying? So I think this is a step in the right direction.
None of the formats is gonna make a difference until players just decide to play harder.
And then Austin Rivers went on somebody podcast and said like, yeah, I think we really just needed 1 year from Bron for the dunk contest, and he robbed us of it. I think Ja is like following them footsteps right now too. It's something that we don't know. I think it's gonna be a Netflix documentary about why these niggas is not doing the dunk contest.
Ja said he would do it if they paid him $1 million.
Yeah, that's what it need to be. Put $1 million on the line.
What's the hold up? Like it's like I look because
$1 million on
the payouts line,
for match $1 million.
The payouts are terrible. Like what's the pay? Like I think the payouts for the dunk contest was like what, like $75K, maybe 100.
I'm good. I'm super cool.
Like bro, you put it. I always say this, man. You do a dunk contest,
Zion,
and you tell them dudes there's an endorsement on the line and $5 million on the line. I promise you, Ja lined up, Zion lined up,
Zach LaVine,
Aaron Gordon
might come out the smoke. He might come out the smoke in the fireworks.
I don't know if Zach got it in his knees no more, but
he might have an Undertaker entrance. You feel?
Aaron Gordon said he'd do it if he get voted into the All-Star game.
That's what he really needs to dunk at, for real.
So he using it as his little way of trying to get more votes for the All-Star game. I mean, he's been like a borderline. Right, yeah, so if he gets in, he said he'll do the dunk contest. So that'd be another person to look forward to. But yeah, Ja's the one that we really want to see because we got Shaden in it this year.
Yeah, Shaden is going bananas too with the dunk.
Yeah. So yeah, just give Ja the meal, bro. Like we got big money weekend events. Like what's the big deal? Like give him the bill. Give him back.
Anderson, Salt Lake. I'm ready for them to come to Miami for the All-Star at some point.
Bro, why would you go? Like why go to Salt Lake?
I don't know how that happened, but to each his own.
Look, man. People thought what Stephen A. said a couple years ago about Milwaukee was wrong. Boy, look, I'm not gonna hold you, bro. Like, you sending a bunch of black men to Utah for a weekend getaway. That ain't really on black people bucket list. Like Salt Lake ain't really on our bucket list.
Yikes! Where I'm at.
We could probably name about 25 other cities that players would rather go to.
I ain't got nothing.
Like, they went to Cleveland, Indiana, and freaking Salt Lake, bro. They're trying
to bring an influx of cash. You already know what that's about. They're trying to help out them cities, small market cities. I ain't really got nothing for the rundown, man. Sneakers has kind of been low. They ended the year straight with the obviously with the Jordan 1s, Jordan 2s. 2's gonna have a run this year, but ain't really much dropping.
Did you see the Neapolitans?
Yeah, not a fan.
How you feel? Okay, that's what I was gonna ask you. I was like, I'm still undecided on them. I gotta see what that shade look like up close.
Not a fan. I'll be alright. I'm trying to dig in the crates to go back to the classics. You know what I'm
saying? Man, look, that's where it's at.
And I'm trying to save my money. If anything, I'm shopping for merch and all that. Shout out to Terry Rose, and I copped some of his merch over at SC Network. No game show. We're gonna get this game show back rolling in a minute. I actually want to do some promo with it, try to do some prizes and get some listeners in on it as well. Try to make it a little bit more interactive. So keep it locked for that. Let's go straight to the shout outs before we get up out of here, bro. What you got?
Man, oh man. It's that time of the year, man. Valentine's Day is coming up, man. Fellas, take care of your ladies. Take care of your moms.
For the ladies.
Take care of your sisters. Take care of the women in your life, man.
The women's.
Take care of them. All of the above, right? But definitely want to give a shout out there, but also definitely need to give a shout out to I want to give a shout out to Ernie Johnson, because I know he's,
straight up and down.
Dealing with a rough time, and he's the glue of probably the most watchable sports show of my lifetime.
Yo, straight up.
Definitely wanted to give a shout out to Ernie Johnson because he just seemed like the coolest dude ever. Like,
Yeah, he the captain of that ship for sure.
yeah. So definite shout out to him. And then I didn't get a chance to mention it last week, but shout out to Blake Corum. I mentioned him earlier. His Camaro just got stolen, but he decided to come back for another year at Michigan. So that's my dog right there.
Right.
So looking forward to running it back.
My shout outs. Shout out to Shirley Ralph. Obviously Abbott Elementary is on fire right now, but she just got pegged to sing Lift Every Voice and Sing at the Super Bowl. Her Chris Stapleton and Babyface is also gonna be performing at the Super Bowl, dog. So we getting all of the sauce. Last year we had Death Row, we had Interscope perform, and now they, you know what I'm saying, obviously they rolling Rihanna back out, but of course they trying to, you know what I'm saying, they're trying to keep it decent. So shout out to Shirley Ralph, shout out to Babyface. You seen Tyler Hansbrough had to give up the all-time UNC rebound title. He looked like he was lost. He looked like he got off the elevator at the wrong stop. Like
he having a bad week after the John Wall stuff too. That's my boy Psycho T, man. But dog, he cost us.
Hey, you remember
John Wall?
You remember Bruce used to go in on Tyler though.
Mm-hmm.
He used to go in on Psycho T. I was like, bro, you massacring this dude. Chill out. That was so funny.
But that's my guy.
Yeah, so shout out to Psycho T, shout out to UNC. We right around, it's almost tournament time. It was like, I can't even believe it. I looked up like, damn, it's time for the tournament?
Yeah.
Wasn't even thinking.
Tournament time and trade deadline a couple weeks away.
Hell yeah, that's why we're going to have to do the mega soul. We're going to have to bring the homies in, the Avengers, for real.
Yeah,
we got to talk about all that.
You know, Rui Hachimura, you know, he's the missing piece.
Oh, yeah. So how you feel about the Washington Lakers? They got Westbrook, Troy Brown, Rui, and Thomas Bryant. Just switching
Lakers
coaches.
fans, don't be mad at me, but y'all just got a super poor man's Kyle Kuzma. If we're just being honest about it.
Kyle said, I like DC, bro. I like the go.
I mean, I don't blame
the
him.
Mambo sauce.
I don't blame him.
He might get.
He's still a young cat. Howard right around the corner.
He might get Kuzma sauce. He got a shorty. He got Winnie Harlow still.
I mean,
MG. Yo, we got to get out of here. We got to go. We appreciate y'all tapping in each and every time we do it. Don't forget, everywhere that podcasts live, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, all of that. Make sure y'all hit us up in the socials. Tap in at Hitmen Podcast, at Labeled and On, at Virtuoso Sports. Can't forget about the mailbag, the Hitmen Podcast at gmail.com. Last but not least, 8 days a week, 366 days a year in a lifetime. Don't ever forget in your life, man.
What happened here was a miracle, and I want you to acknowledge it.
Get it together, Uncle Shay Shay.
It was a miracle. Can we go now?
84 in the books. Catch y'all next week. We gone. Holla.
Center.